This drug is one of the greatest homeopathic euthanasia, mercy killing, or painless death. You can think of this remedy in the end stages of diseases like malignancies. This is not arsenical, this is not phosphorus, this is not mercurius, this is not lachesis. This is also a remedy for septic blood conditions like typhoid or septic fevers or anthrax or phelons or gangrene. This is not arsenical, this is not lachesis, this is not sickle core, or this is not pyrogenum. There's a severe pain which compels the person to get up from the night and walk around. And walking gives amelioration. This is not restox. The pain is like a burning and stinging type of pain. This is not Apis, this is not Cantaris. This is a remedy prepared from the spider group. This is called Tarantula cubensis. Tarantula cubensis, a Cuban spider. It is commonly called as a Mygale cubensis. A Mygale is a sub-variety of spiders. Another name it is called as Arena peluda. Arena in Spanish language means spider. Peluda in French means hairy. So this is one of the variety of hairy spider. A big variety of spider. It belongs to the family of Lycosidae, a natural order of Arenidae, is a sub-variety. It's also called as a Cuban tarantula or Cuban spider. We have got many drugs from the spiders, so this is one of the spider remedies. This remedy is not so much well proved, but practically used for some of the clinical indications. The mother tincture has been prepared from the Roten tarantula from the Cuba. The specimen which originally received while proving, it got decomposed. So hence you have more of the pyogenic symptoms like our pyrogen. It has been proved by many doctors like Dr. T.F. Allen, Dr. Oscar, Dr. Nuns, Nash and J.T. Kent. All these are the provers and contributed the symptomatology of Tarantula cubensis. You can see an image of Tarantula cubensis, a Cuban spider, a large variety of spider which is blackish and brownish in color with full of hairy things, and it is less poisonous than Tarantula hispanica. Tarantulas comprises a group of large, often hairy spiders. Currently there are 1,000 species have been identified. The name is derived from the southern Italian town of Taranto. The term tarantula was subsequently applied to almost any large, unfamiliar species of ground-dwelling spiders. These spiders are not found on the trees, but mostly it is found on the ground. They'll dig a hole underground and they'll attack the prey. The Mygale cubensis, which may be called as a Cuban tarantula, also found in South Carolina and Texas. It is a large spider of a dark brown color which is less poisonous and covered with more hairs than the Tarantula hispanica. That's how we can differentiate Tarantula cubensis and Tarantula hispanica. Both look similar, but Tarantula cubensis has got a more hair than Tarantula hispanica. The history of this spider, while proving, it says that this spider was being shipped into USA in a container with alcohol to preserve it. This spider has been kept in a container with alcohol kept on it. The container broke while moving on the ship and alcohol got drained up and the specimen got decomposed. So while proving, you have all the symptoms of septic condition, because you got the original source of specimen is a decomposed or rotten spider. However, potencies were made and you see the pyogenic effect of the decomposed persisted. That is the main difference between Tarantula cubensis and hispanica. In Tarantula cubensis, you have got more of septic phenomena than Tarantula hispanica because you got decomposed specimen. Tarantula cubensis, or it's also called as Mygale cubensis. You can see in this image, you got a dark velvety black colored, full of hairy spider. Okay, you can see the fang. The Mygale means shrew. It is a group of spiders which has a fangs which point straight downwards and do not cross each other. There are variety of spider, the fangs will cross each other. This variety of Mygale variety of spider, the fangs are straight to dig the holes. For that purpose, this spider has got special fangs. You can see in that image. In this picture, you can see types of spider. The first one is Tarantula hispanica, where it doesn't have much hair. It looks almost dry. You have down is a Tarantula cubensis, full of hairy spider. You can see right side down, a black color, that's also Tarantula cubensis. That is a hairy spider. You can see in the upper, the nest like things are made underground to catch the prey. This variety of spider, whether the Tarantula hispanica or Tarantula cubensis, are the variety of the spider which will remain underground. They make a trap of webs so that the insect or some small creeping things get collected and the spiders will come and eat. Only difference between Tarantula cubensis and Tarantula hispanica in appearance, Tarantula cubensis is more of hairy spider and Tarantula hispanica doesn't have much hair. This is the main difference by appearance. Tarantula cubensis has got main action on the blood. As I said in the initials, it has the property to correct the blood dyscrasias. It has got action on the cellular tissues. It has got action on the nervous systems. It has got action on the genital organs. It has got action on the skin and mucous membranes. By action of this drug on the blood, generally it will produce a toxic action. It will produce a kind of suppurations. It is not just like in ordinary suppurations of inflammation. It is more towards a deeper, more of destructive suppurations, as it has got a syphilitic miasmatic background. You got malignant suppurations. They have a prone for carbuncles. It will produce phelons. It will produce abscesses. More of destructions you see while pathophysiological action of Tarantula cubensis. At the cellular tissues, it produces severe pain and severe inflammations, kind of stinging, kind of burning type of inflammatory pains are produced by Tarantula cubensis. The venom of this spider has got more affinity towards the motor and sensory functions of nervous systems, resulting in severe restlessness. Person become restless and walk around, and person is uncontrollable agitation, a kind of involuntary movements like a chorea, which you can see while proving of this drug. We'll see some of the most important clinical indication and keynote symptoms of Tarantula cubensis. The first indication of Tarantula cubensis is in the management of boils or abscesses or anthrax or Whitlow's. You can see image, a carbuncle. A carbuncle is a painful cluster of boils. You can see in that image where boils are connected with each other. One boil, second boil, third boil, fourth boil, all the boils are getting connected with each other. It's an infection under the skin. It is usually caused by staphylococcus or streptococcus infection. It's a full of pus will be there. So for that you can think tarantula cubensis. For the gangrenes, maybe of dry gangrene or maybe of wet gangrene, the remedies like anthracinum, arsenic alb, carbovage, echinacea, euphorbinum, lachesis, Cicalcor, and sulfuric acid. Like that, you got many drugs. But you can differentiate all these drugs. Well, I'll tell you. It's also indicated for malignant ulcers, ulcers with irregular edges, full of pus, full of suppurations. And the remedies like arsenic alb, creosotum, nitric acid, carbolic acid, and lachesis. It is also indicated for phelons. Phelons is nothing but infection of the nail beds. We commonly call it as a paronychia. Whether it is a carbuncles, whether it is a gangrene, whether it's a malignant ulcer, whether the phelons, you have a affected part looks bluish in color, like our arnica, like our lachesis. The parts, whichever part is getting affected, it looks blue. That's how you can differentiate this remedy from ars alb. You can differentiate from Cicalcor. We have many drugs which has got a bluish discoloration of the affected part, like carbovage, cuprum, digitalis, lachesis. But one more point in favor of tarantula cubensis that it has got a severe burning pains, like our arsenic alb, like our epis, like our nitric acid. So whether it is a carbuncle, whether it's a gangrene, whether it's a malignant ulcers, whether it's a phelon, with a distinct bluish in color, with severe burning pain, the pain is so severe that compels the person to wake up from the sleep and walk around. The moment he walks around, he feels better. That is the uniqueness of tarantula cubensis. Whichever suppurative conditions, the person have a severe burning type of pain. With the pain, person wants to walk. The movement, the walking, which gives relief. Especially at night, that is a key indication of tarantula cubensis. Whether it's a boils or abscess or whitlows or carbuncles or malignant ulcers or gangrene with severe pain which compels the person to wake up from the sleep and walk around, and that gives relief. This is the peculiar symptoms of tarantula cubensis. Second keynote indication of tarantula cubensis is in the management of septic conditions or septic fevers like typhoid fever, where there is a person has got very offensive dark stool with great prostration, or any septic conditions, maybe of bacterial infections with high fever, with chills and rigors. We have remedies like pyrogenum, anthracinum, baptisia, gunpowder, echinacea, arsenic alb, Crotellus horridus. Whatever the clinical condition where you have got a definite restlessness, which is a characteristic feature of tarantula cubensis, where the person will be restless and he feels better by movement. That is the uniqueness of tarantula cubensis. The third clinical indication of tarantula is in the management of diphtheria. We know diphtheria is almost eradicated. Here the indication is a malignant variety of diphtheria, more complicated variety of diphtheria, where there's dark colored deposits found around the throat with highly offensive fetid breath. You can see an image of diphtheria. We have remedies for diphtheria like arsenic alb, carbolic acid, diphtherinum, lachesis, muxinatum. The fourth clinical indication is one of the most important indication. It is called as a homeopathic euthanasia or mercy killing. Pain of death soothes the last struggles of life. The person who is suffering from chronic diseases, incurable diseases, is almost going to die and suffering with the pain. This remedy can give us a peaceful death. We are not supposed to do that,
But accidentally sometimes cases happened after giving tarantula cubensis, the person is collapsed and dead. I have seen in my cases, my clinical practice, after giving arsenic alb, within next day person died. After giving lachesis, I have seen person died. I have seen after giving mercurius, the person within a day that died, especially in malignant conditions. So tarantula cubensis also is one of the remedy for euthanasia. You are not supposed to give as a professional doctors, but accidentally these all things happened in the clinical practice. So that is the one indication of tarantula cubensis in euthanasia. We have remedies like arsenic alb, phosphorus, lachesis, mercurius. We should be very careful when you prescribe arsenic alb in the end stage of diseases, phosphorus, lachesis, mercurius. Similarly, you should be very careful when you prescribe tarantula cubensis in the end stages of diseases like malignant ulcers. So you should be very careful. Another indication of tarantula cubensis is in the condition of itching, severe itching, especially around the genitals. We have many drugs for itching around the genitals. One of the very famous remedy called Croton Tig, where the person is aggravation by scratching and better by gentle rubbing. That is the tarantula cubensis. You have got graphitis, you have got mercurius, you have got petroleum, you have got sulfur, and you have got sepia. Like that, remedies are many. But this is a remedy itching especially about the genitals, which is aggravation by scratching. Another indication of tarantula cubensis is marked periodicity of the complaints. Troubles occur at the same time every year. The person get a complaints every year, same month maybe. We have got many drugs for periodicity where the complaints recur every year. Urticaria urens, the allergies, the urticaria which appears every yearly on particular month, that is the indication of urticaria urens. Cedron is a very famous remedy for clock-like periodicity in the management of fever. You got magnesium group of remedies for the periodicity, especially complaints getting headaches or colic which are getting periodically. Another indication of tarantula cubensis is in the complaints of pain. The pains are severe, burning type of pain, or stinging type of pain like our epis, or violent pain, especially at night, which compels the person to get up and walk, which you already said. The pain compels the person to get up and walk, which gives an amelioration. Tarantula cubensis is also indicated for the people who have got marked prostration, marked weakness, especially in septic conditions, especially in diphtheria, especially in anthrax, so any clinical condition or superiority condition where the person has got marked prostration or marked weakness with profuse sweating, like our Veratrum album, like our arsenic album. Next indication, it is indicated for intermittent fever, especially the fever which comes at night with septic chills. You can think of in septicemia, or you can think of in typhoid fever. Tarantula cubensis also indicated for a left-sided chorea. There is a constant movement of the legs, arm, trunk with twitching and jerking movement. Here mainly the right arm and left leg is affected, like our ambragresia, like our bromium, like our medorinum, like our phosphorus, like our sulfuric acid. Tarantula cubensis is also indicated for headache, which is very similar to our natromure, very similar to ignatia. Headache as if thousands of needles were pricking in the brain. Person has got severe pain as if the needles are pricking inside. It is not one or two, it is thousands, like that sensations. We need to have to differentiate from natromure. Here it is more of syphilitic background. with more of prostration, more of weakness, more of pain, then you can think of Tarantula cubensis. It's also indicated for involuntary urination while coughing. This is one of the most commonest symptoms in our day-to-day practice. We are not thinking Tarantula as a first choice of remedy. We have got many other drugs like Natramur, like Causticum, like Pulsatilla, like Natrum Sulph. Here the cough is a spasmodic cough. The cough is more of whooping type of cough, especially comes at night with a syphilitic miasmatic background. With marked restlessness, you can think of Tarantula cubensis. Another indication, which is one of the outdated disease, but it is again coming in some countries, is indicated for bubonic plague. It has been said that it is a curative and preventive remedy for bubonic variety of plague, especially during the period of invasion. These are the altogether some of the clinical indication of Tarantula cubensis in our day-to-day practice. We'll see some of the etiological factors, aggravation and amelioration of Tarantula cubensis. Complaints mainly from ulcers, or complaints from boils, or complaints from carbuncles, or complaints from abscesses, or complaints from diphtheria, or also complaints from septic conditions. General aggravation by noise, aggravation by damp weather, aggravation by putting the hand in cold water, aggravation yearly, sometimes aggravation hourly, aggravation after menses, they get aggravation after coitus, aggravation towards the evening and night as a syphilitic miasmatic background, aggravation by bright colors, aggravation by cold drinks, amelioration. They are ameliorated by riding in a carriage, their amelioration by rubbing, amelioration by sweating, amelioration by rhythmic music, very peculiar modality, amelioration by smoking, amelioration by tobacco chewing, and also amelioration by the sun.